All right, here we go. All right, we're good. We're live. I think so. Everybody hear us? I thought that was me. Oh. Mm-hmm. All right, well, hang on. All right, give me a minute. Sorry. Sorry. Whoa.
Like they're gonna hear us.
I got a Lidl commercial to go through. Hold on.
All right, how's that? Can you hear us? You guys got to talk, not me. Say
Hello?
something.
Hello?
I'm hearing
Hola,
clicking.
hola, hola.
Sorry.
Oh, we hear just Brian. Okay.
Give it a minute.
Can you hear anybody else now?
I don't know.
You guys got to talk.
We don't know what to talk about.
Check it. 1, 2.
Oh, I hear Rich.
Oh,
I got a Lidl commercial to go through. Hold on.
Okay.
I hear me.
Oh.
Okay, we're good.
all
We're
right.
good.
All right,
We're
sorry
good.
about that.
We good?
Apparently, I
All
still
right.
don't know what I'm doing.
And we're back.
Now.
Okay, what are we doing here?
So we came out of hibernation to discuss 2024.
Oh,
And
you
to
came out
hang
of
out with our-
hibernation. That's the bear.
Yeah, hang out with our friends.
I get it.
Been too long. Appreciate you guys joining us. Miss you guys for sure. I came this close to doing like videos twice this month. By the way, one of them was a Kia, and they pulled a plug on me, unfortunately. So that would suck. But I could just send the file to Brian and have him make some shit up.
I can make, yeah.
The only thing Brian can't do is make himself look good.
That's true. I'm stuck with this face.
So are we.
Oh, I love it.
Hang on, there's filters.
Oh.
Go on.
No, but we do have some stuff to talk about. 2024, we are very excited to announce that we're going to partner with Motor Age to do 6 live streams next year, at the very least. But they're going to be pre-scheduled, committed to live streams partnering with Motor Age. And the reason for the partnering with Motor Age, by the way, it was, as you guys, many of you probably are aware, Brandon Steckler is a technical editor for Motor Age, and so he kind of pitched the idea to them. And
Who's that?
Well, where the hell is he anyway? Fucking munchkin.
The cool thing is that we've given them a list of folks that we would enjoy working with, and hopefully that'll give us an opportunity to be able to help more people. So that's what it's all about. So look forward to that. I think it's going to be every other month. So starting in February, though. So I'm not exactly sure what dates, but it's going to be every other month starting in February.
February, we have to get my shit together. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great
Pressure's
time
on
doing
now.
it. Yeah, I think that's what we need. Obviously, we haven't been out and about as much as we'd like to, and so making a commitment, I think, is another reason we decided to partner with Motor Age, and they've been really cool so far, and it's going to be a good time. But making a commitment with them is going to, kind of apply the pressure that we need to kind of keep going. And I heard a lot of that at Super Saturday. By the way, it's been, man, it feels like that was like months ago.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah. But I heard so many people kind of give us a hard time about not doing anything. And I can tell you that every single one of us feels pretty guilty about it. But it's not a lack of, interest at all. It's just that we've all gotten crazy busy, and we have done some stuff. It just hasn't been,
Chris, are you
typical
busy?
videos.
Oh, I'm extremely busy. Ren, you and I had a long conversation about that during break, where I ended up being late to class coming back. It's what I find is like we're all trying to make everything better, and everybody just put us to the task and gave us jobs, and now we're too busy to do what we were doing before. It's crazy.
No, I think so. Like a lot of us got, we've all gotten busy with just stuff, and some of the things have just been pretty exciting stuff, like projects that we worked on for conferences and just standalone classes and things like that. But it's not, it's not. You guys are not able to see it as, see us as much as. So we're hoping to get some more videos put out and get these 6 live streams out next year. So hopefully you guys will join us for those. And we're being told nothing will change, although I'm guessing that we should probably try to make it PG-13 whenever we have corporate companies.
So in other words, Tommy will not be joining us.
You got me 2 shades of fucked up. How about that?
And Chris, you're fired.
So PG-13.
I'll burn this bitch down.
Yeah, PG-13. You're allowed one fuck, right? You're allowed one fuck and
Me and Chris will talk about all the things we want.
Wait, but we can kill as many people as we want.
We can't show but no nipple, right? No nipple.
No nipple, yeah.
No nipple?
So
I can show side boob. Tommy, you can show side boob.
Bring Dusty. Yeah,
so
we're all
can't.
fired then.
Chad wants to know, will it still be hosted on this channel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That we're gonna do it with us, and then
Listen, we were approached by corporate people, and we're not. we think it's gonna be.
We have no idea.
We're not gonna know until like the day before, guys.
Might be some guy with a projector. Who knows?
But yeah, we don't know.
We'll let you guys know when we know.
That sounds pretty legit.
that's pretty legit.
What the fuck, Oz? Why are you in the comments?
Oh, he's supposed to. I gave him a link.
He's supposed to be with
He's
us.
supposed to be in here. Yeah.
Is
Couple
it
things.
past your
It's been a
bedtime?
while since we've seen you guys. Florida had the Accelerate event. Thank you for everybody that did attend. That was a great time. Really appreciate you guys coming out. I want to thank anybody that helped promote the event. Mario, Oz, Scanner Danner. Scanner Danner gave a scholarship to the event. It was really cool. Appreciate you guys. And, Florida was a success, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year, sometime in October. I think
I'll definitely be there next year.
Yeah,
South Florida can use my graces again. Oh no, Central Florida. My bad.
It's
My bad.
Central Florida, yeah. Yeah, that's
Just
your
stay away from
grounds
West Coast.
for.
Is South Florida where the meth is, or is it where is it everywhere? Where does it
That's everywhere.
That's all
everywhere.
Florida.
Yeah, that's,
I mean,
Except Central Florida has decent Puerto Rican food.
yeah.
And is the meth extra spicy?
See,
It tastes like pork rinds. Man.
Oz is driving in LA while listening. Isn't he supposed to be participating?
Yeah,
What?
he's supposed to be. Anyways, I mean, I don't
fucking
know.
Mexicans. Oh my bad.
there goes our PG-13
I'm
rating.
kidding. I didn't say anything wrong here.
Listen, we told you we were going to do 6 live streams partner with Motor Age next year, but we've. Yeah,
It just got
that's not.
canceled.
Yeah.
This isn't that.
I don't know. Oz did hit 100,000 subscribers for his channel, and very excited for him. Very proud of him, and he's doing a lot of really cool giveaways. If you aren't already familiar, make sure that you check that out. He was hoping that we would do our live stream to help, before he had to choose, I guess, a candidate for the Vision Scholarship. I'm not sure how that worked out, but regardless, there's a ton of prizes that are still available. So be sure to check that out and reach out to Oz and give him a big congratulations. Excited for him to be able to help other technicians, and he's worked with Sherry at Vision, and they're going to help him with that scholarship, and he's going to help with the hotel and airfare and stuff. So should be a full ride. Should be a good time for anybody, whoever's going to win that. But also lots of tools. I don't remember. He mentioned some of the things. You guys familiar with any of the other stuff he's got for giveaways? I think some Scanner Danner premium subscriptions. I can't remember all of it. He was supposed to be on here and tell us.
This was his job to promote this.
Yeah, no
It
shit.
was a lot of cool stuff, though. There was a lot of good. So go to Oz's channel and see what he's giving away.
All right. Well, it's been great hanging out with you guys.
All right, see you later.
See you in 12 months.
Super Saturday was a great time. If you guys missed that, those are the two events that I went to. I think some of you went to ASTE, right?
Yeah, AST
Which did?
is awesome. Yeah.
Except the
It's,
barbecue.
I didn't do
Except,
shit
well,
for Vision.
Isaac is watching, so I'll be nice about the horrible North Carolina barbecue. But
That's kind of
Yeah. Y'all North Carolinians got some explaining to do why your food's so trash.
but ASTE is still one of my favorite events. It's getting big. I think the last I heard, they outgrew that first hotel they were at. Now they've outgrown the next hotel, so it's going to become a big event, and they are constantly trying to do classes that aren't at every other training event. So I'm looking forward to it for next year. Should be cool.
It looks like the dude from Twilight, man. That's what he looks like.
Highlight. Is he
Am I
sparkling?
glowing? Am I glowing?
My bad.
I'd rather have cookout, Isaac.
Yeah, so it's some great
So
events.
McRib.
All right, Chris, case
No,
study,
I'm
go.
not ready. I'm not ready yet.
Uh,
I gotta do
no, I mean we got some other stuff to talk about, right? Are we we haven't made a decision yet, but we're trying to figure out where we want to send our next candidate, what event.
I think STX. We're going to do it.
Okay,
That's what I say. I'm going to send somebody to STX.
that would be cool.
Great. If I get my shit together, I'll be doing a bunch of classes then.
Are you going to be teaching at STX, Hoto?
I'm on the hook for 4 or 5. It's just I can't find time to write the last 2.
Nice.
So they can share your room.
What? I gotta get my own room. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have to share my room with somebody. Brent. I'm a really big small spoon.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're sharing rooms, I'm already calling Isaac because he sleeps in the closet anyway.
I slept with Chris. It's cozy.
I was so nervous sleeping with you.
I think Isaac does take very little space. I'm pretty sure he elevated over the bed.
Where the hell did you? Where the hell did you guys sleep together?
Vision like 6 years ago.
That's before Isaac became the Isaac, and like he just was kind of like homeless dude in the room.
I think that was
Just hanging out on
Vision.
the floor.
Was it that year that fucking Chris Martino got fired for going to Vision?
Yes. I got fired for going to Vision.
That's a good reason.
Well,
I went back.
your boss was like,
went back and the guy was like, "Why are you here?"
yeah.
I'm like,
He was like, "Yeah, go ahead, man. That's great. Better yourself." And then you come back, and he's like,
They got research. Hasta luego.
Mike
Reynolds is asking, is the lineup posted for STX?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. I think next month. I hope.
"Yeah, I think 350 classes is what they are expecting.
That's it?
Yeah.
Only 350?
Only 350. Yeah.
That's
You know,
crazy.
it's a nice small.
Over 3,000.
It's a small, cozy. class,
Yeah.
event.
Well, I mean, the class sizes are, because they have 350 classes, the class sizes are, some of them are big, but
Some of them, yeah. It'd be interesting. It's in Nashville this year.
You ever taught to one person, Rich?
More than I care to admit. Not an STX. Not an STX.
Auto Mechanica. You guys.
What's happening with World Pack while we're on that topic?
Yeah,
Sounds like a clusterfuck to me.
Well, it's public knowledge. World Pack is for sale, but doesn't mean it's going to be sold. And then the Canada branch of Advance, which is still called CarQuest. CarQuest is up for sale, but we don't really know much more than that. So
some stuff up in the air.
What we do know is that CTI and WTI has told us that all of their commitments that they have made are going to be followed through. They're going to continue those commitments. STX is full steam ahead.
Nice.
So that should all go.
Tommy's teaching at STX, right?
Yes.
He's not. He's mad at you now. Tommy, what you teaching?
I didn't say it. We can erase that.
Well, no, I mean, pretty much going to be teaching a Spanish programming class. Nothing, no hack shit, just straight up programming. Nothing simple.
Spanish programming?
Yeah, but in Spanish.
I guess I got to learn Spanish now.
B.
I'm going to send Zach.
You'll get better food when you go to a Mexican restaurant.
Sweet, man. That's exciting. Or the sessions, I guess they're same as always, right, Rich? Probably 3 to 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a whole lot to choose from.
Yeah, I don't know. Last year, 2 years ago, I guess, right? Was it last year?
Yeah, it was every other
No, it was
year.
last year. Yeah, it was last year. 2022 was the first time I went. Yeah, it was 2022.
Yeah, because now it'll be 2024 for the next one. Yeah.
March
So
20.
what is hack shit, Tommy? What is hack
prom
shit?
cloning?
It might be the things that are frowned upon, like banging fat chicks. Everybody does it, but you don't want nobody to know. You'll be the last person to say that. Fuck out of here.
As it says, 4-hour sessions, 15-minute break.
15-minute break. All right.
Nice.
That was Oz?
That was
It
Isaac.
was Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Oz is not keeping.
When is Isaac? Isaac, when are you gonna lose your shit and get on this damn camera, man? You love to fucking yap. Come on, man. I'm gonna send your ass a link.
I did Matt's podcast with Isaac, and I think I said 4 words in 2 hours. I just let Isaac go.
Come on, Isaac.
Did you send him a link?
Imagine.
Brian, or I can do it.
I can.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, send him. You want me to do it?
You do it.
Let's see if he's all raccooned out.
Come on, Isaac. Isaac, ball noodles.
No, but STX 2022 is the first time I went. It was pretty cool, man.
I've never gone.
They go all out.
At the Disneyland of Tennessee or
Hey,
Nashville.
that's what I'm. The wife actually, when she found out where it was actually like, yeah, I'm coming with you, right? What the hell are you gonna come with me for? Shouldn't have told you shit.
Isaac said we're giving away a MX900 for Oz's giveaway.
Oh, so Isaac's giving away some
What's an
tools.
MX900?
That's
Altel something?
It's an Altel something.
it's definitely an Autel, but I can't remember what.
MX900, isn't that the fucking ADAS tool?
No, that's
MX.
Bidirectional.
that's the
ADT
Maxi
scanner.
check. That's
Yeah.
Got
MX.
like a little tablet.
My model.
Yeah, undermining his shit, man. Little tablet.
It's a big tablet.
I mean, list price is $600, so it's not like he's just giving away an Actron
It's
here.
a solid 9-inch tablet.
Speaking of which, that
Is Isaac coming on?
Who here wants Isaac on today.
That
Send
Top
an
Gun, Top
eggplant.
Scan or whatever, the
Uh-huh.
little pocket thing. That thing's pretty impressive for that, like
It's not
$60
bad.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Send an eggplant.
Y'all don't follow directions. That's why y'all can't program shit.
Hold on. You're right. You're right.
I feel attacked.
Hey Tommy, how's the business going, man?
Good, man. Everything's busy. Picking up a little bit. Fucking.
I'm Tommy's #1 customer.
You actually are.
Send me one more tomorrow.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I like it, man. I enjoy it a lot more than anything else that I do right now. I just have to, finish the shutdown of the shop so I can, and rent it out so I can finally set Reverdirge and just 100% go at it like I'd like to. And then find a different area for mobile shit, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Then focus on a couple projects. Huh?
You're always happy. Look at you.
I mean,
Look,
I'm always talking shit.
I just want to say how good you look right now.
Oh, thank you. That background.
The camera takes away 60 pounds. I can see it.
Nice.
I'm gonna get 3 cameras.
Just point one camera at the.
Three
Screen.
cameras and Jesus.
What are you drinking, Rich? V8?
There he is.
No, but
Let's see if he's got the good internet. Let's see.
Let's see if he actually turns the damn mic. That's step 1. Turn on the camera.
Hold on, I gotta
Microphone
find
on?
one. Christina's yelling at me.
You gotta find one. Isaac is like the weirdest technical guy I've ever fucking met. He's like a hippie hacker, dude, for real.
The hippie hacker. I like
There
it.
you go.
That's a name.
Trying to change his name.
Yo, y'all remember when he
Oz
fucking
says he's trying to get in.
when he built a fucking a WPS?
Yo, no, it was the pulse sensor. I built a pulse sensor like way back in the day. Brian made some wonderful memes out of it for us.
So is it
Look
double
like-
as a penis pumper, I guess?
About as useful. I muted you, baby.
Hey Isaac, how's it going?
It's going, man. How are you doing? I'm finally home. I'm really excited to be home.
Are you home? Did you just get home like 10 minutes ago?
No,
He hasn't been home
on
for
Friday.
6 months.
I have been on the road on and off since the week before ASTE, like home like 3 to 4 days at a time. It's been wild.
That's crazy, man. I'm not
How's
gonna-
the ADOS life?
The ADOS life? It's insane, man. It's insane.
Are you loving it?
Oh, I am. I'm just trying to get the body shops to stop giving me garbage, and then we'll get okay with it. We'll get over it.
That's my problem here, man. That's why I don't even want to do it no more. I got nothing but fucking garbage or just do this because the lights aren't on, and then 2 days later I got a fucking collision warning light on, and now it's my problem.
I was at a shop like the
Fuck
shop,
you.
like some of these shops are just trying to train them, and that this is the accepted practice. I went into a shop today, and they had a Nissan Pathfinder that was hitting the front. He's like, oh, the adjuster's coming down. What can I tell him? I'm like, it was hitting the front, right? He goes, yeah. Well, it needs a front radar calibration. He goes, should I tell her that? I'm like, yeah. yeah. You tell her that because it needs one. You sure? Yeah. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll be okay. That's what I deal with a lot. You know. Then you train them, and then you're okay.
I'm printing out the position statements and just handing them to him. Here's what Honda says has to be done.
Yeah.
The insurance company isn't going to fight with you if you've got documentation.
Well, the insurance companies they will fight in the beginning because all of a sudden they took a hard turn. They're not doing things way different. But I mean, as long as you're backed up with OESI, then you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's okay. It is okay.
I mean, I feel like it's a ever changing landscape. What's happening to vehicles now is certainly going to change the landscape of how we repair vehicles in the future. I mean, think about these are the new cars now. What happens when these are the average consumer's cars in 7 years?
Imagine telling a customer that his $600-700 water pump on a Sienna is now $1,500. He's gonna have a shit fit.
They're not gonna fix the ADAS stuff. I think most of the time.
Here's the thing: are we gonna be okay with letting them go? Because at that point, it's not. It's like what? Like the body shops have this sense of like safety, I guess, because the insurance won't pay for it or whatever, which we all know it's bullshit. But what do we have as independent repair facilities?
Well, tell me that's a good, because didn't you say in Illinois like you don't have inspections, but you can ground a car?
That was true up till about 2 years ago. I was informed that they don't do that. You can't do that here anymore. You can't ground a vehicle for safety concerns anymore.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Can't do it here in North Carolina either. You can't like hold a vehicle from somebody or anything. Not that I'm aware of.
When I was at UTI, I was told that we have to hold, and you can actually contact the state police, and they can come out and they can assess whether you can release it or not. But this was 20 fucking years ago, and I found out not too long ago that that law changed a few years back. You can't legally hold a vehicle against the owner's possession and against the owner's will anymore.
Just refuse service and move on.
Refuse service, make them sign a waiver, and then that's it, and pray that they don't claim they were stupid and they didn't understand your waiver, and you're still getting sued.
Well, that's it. Waivers don't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah. I used to just get them towed off my lot. So at least I could say, listen, I didn't let them drive it off the lot. They towed it somewhere.
In Jersey,
We'll
were
refuse.
Were those state run or were those done by shops?
Both. I don't know how it is now, but 20 years ago when I had my shop, there was state inspection and the shops.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe in mandatory inspections. The cars are freaking death traps.
I mean, just seeing what rolls around Florida, yeah, I
you see what rolls
agree.
around in Michigan. I used to driving to Michigan. You get cars with just you could see through the car. You're traveling on the highway, like I could see through the frame.
Now wait, speaking of Michigan, where's Mike Robinson's kitchen light?
I don't know.
The shed's too cold today. I said he was coming.
Oh my God! Look, there he is.
Oh, son!
Isaac,
He found a camera.
Are you looking for
I did. I had to go get a camera that I use for doing the webinars and actually put it on the computer.
There he is. You are fully raccoon. You had about 15 minutes of sleep last night, didn't you?
That's normal for him.
It's Monday, so I got up fairly early. It's World Pack Day, so I got up fairly early, and I think I went to bed at like 3 or 4.
Oh, early night for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up. I was up by 9.
That's not early.
Well, I mean, I went to bed at 4. I was probably asleep by 4:30. The sun wasn't up when I went to sleep, so it was a good night. I got a solid 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Nice.
Dude,
Oh wow.
I don't get my 7 hours of sleep, dude. I'm fucking cranky. Fuck that. Fuck these modules.
You're cranky now.
I'm not cranky. I'm lively.
I've been wearing a smartwatch and to track my sleep, and my running average through a week is about 3 hours 45 minutes, 3 hours 50 minutes.
It's pretty good.
Jeez.
I
It's
guess
above
Oz
average.
is not coming on, is he?
Who?
Oz.
Yeah.
He was trying
Probably
to-
not.
Let's do a case study.
I think he's probably running from immigration.
All right. Rich said he had a case study. Didn't you have one, Rich?
I do have one. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Whip
talk
it
about
out.
Rich's. Mine is
Alright.
trash.
Whip it out.
I don't know how good mine is, but
Well, Brent's got one too.
Oh, that's
all
good.
right. Yeah, but you guys were stalling, so mine's the only one that's ready.
What type of shit is that, you rat?
Who are you yelling at now?
You.
Me? Why?
You guys are stalling. The fuck? Teacher,
Alright,
teacher,
hold
he's
on.
cheating.
All right.
You got the wrong background,
Oh
son.
God! Hang on. Let me
What?
resize this.
I made a whole TBT background.
Oh, sorry. I added
Where's your
this to one of
template?
my own. I added this to one of my own classes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm working on a
Sorry.
working on a PowerPoint too, and then I saw this little thing pop up. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not working on a town and country. What the hell is that? Weird.
All right. So you seeing my wonderful town and country there?
Yeah, I'm
It's
working
a
on
really
it.
lovely color.
All right.
Bird shit green.
I don't think that's actually the car you worked on.
It's the same color. It's the same color. Let's just
Is
leave
it?
it at that. I'm not even sure if that's a 2014.
What's the color? What's that color called?
It's fucking diarrhea green.
Ugly
CLG.
town and country. All right.
I don't
So
even think you're being honest about the color because I've never seen that color.
That's Chrysler
It's not
Exorcism
about-
green.
it's not about the color. All right.
It's about the
That's a
wheels.
So-
really ugly color.
It is an ugly color.
Are those wheel covers or actual wheels?
Oh,
They
my
look like
God.
real
I
colors.
see the calipers, man. So
We're never getting through this case study.
I think it was.
That's a little
Florida
fave.
Peach- That's Florida Peach.
it's a fucking. It's a 14 town and country. It either needs a trans or an engine.
Well, yeah. Don't get ahead of me here. Don't get ahead of me here. No, that was the beginning of the problem. So
So
the-
vinyl wrapped, man.
the deal with this town and country. Oh my god! I never thought I'd wish for a CTI webinar where everybody's so quiet. So the deal with
Does that thing
this
only got one roof rack?
It needs a
Wonderful,
camshaft. Yeah.
ugly. Yes, we know. Yeah, no. It needs a motor. So this thing rolls into a shop for an oil change. There was nothing wrong with it. Running fine. Transmission's working just fine.
But they pushed it in.
No. It drove to the shop for an oil change. Tech takes the drain plug out, and to no one's surprise, glitter comes out of the drain plug. It's all sorts of metal shavings. No big surprise. 3.6 liters, something let go. So it's getting a motor. Now, I don't know if this is like Carvana or CarMax or what, but the customer had an aftermarket warranty. So the adjuster or insurance company or whatever it was gets them a used motor. So come on. A used 3.6 liter engine is installed, and after the used engine is installed, it starts and it runs fine, but the trans won't shift. They have a code in the transmission, well, a code in the PCM for torque converter lockup solenoid. So the technician who's put the motor in attempted a repair. After his attempted repair, they now have codes for all of the trans solenoids. So this is when I get the phone call, and I get part of the story over the phone. This is a good shop, and I'm not trying to beat up on this shop. And the tech got a little bit sideways in it, and then I got a little bit screwed up in it. And I have to admit, I caught the problem in the first 5 minutes and didn't realize it. And it ended up being 2 trips for me to figure out what was going on with this thing. So there's a whole big story going around this thing that we'll talk about here. But so basically, I get the phone call. I show up. It has a ton of codes in the transmission. The trans is stuck in limp mode in third gear. It won't shift. I have a bad habit, and Tommy can attest to this, of jumping in without asking enough questions.
All the fucking time. Oh shit! I thought I was muted. My bad.
So this time I walk in, I know it's gotten a motor, and I ask them, what is everything that you did to it? Tell me exactly what went on. So I start now getting more information than I really want. The used engine was a different year. I think it was 1 year newer or 1 year older.
Oh Lord.
So the wiring harness did not plug into the PCM because they got a complete motor, wiring harness, everything. So since there was nothing wrong drivability-wise with the old engine, they swapped the harness over. So swap the harness over. At some point during swapping the harness over or the removal of the engine, the transmission input and output speed sensor plugs were damaged or crushed or ripped apart. I don't know which one. They got new pigtails, but both of the input and output speed sensors use the exact same color wires. So they're not 100% sure that they didn't swap the input and output speed sensor wires.
Same connector too.
Same connector too, yeah.
Awesome.
So already I'm scared. We've got a different harness than the motor came with. We've got pigtails installed that they're not 100% sure on the wires. When he gets it all back together, he's got a code P2764, which is a torque converter circuit low code. The tech followed the factory flowchart and determined there was no power to that solenoid, so he overlaid a power wire, and that's when he started getting codes for everything. So my first thought when I get there after hearing this whole story is, what did they forget to plug in? What connector got broken or damaged or pin got bent? And I decide to do a quick visual inspection. So take a quick look. I don't see anything obvious. I can't tell if they swapped wires with the speed sensors. I don't see any damaged connectors. I don't see any signs that somebody stabbed a connector with a test light or a power probe and wallered out a connection. Yeah, I put it in there. Yeah. Check connectors for signs of test light, power probe wallering out. I can't see the connector in the transmission, the connector at the front of the transmission. So I stick my phone down there and take a couple of pictures, and I don't see anything obvious. So I start talking to the tech, and he starts explaining to me, well, I had no power, so that's why I ran this wire, and I can see this big ugly wire ran through the harness. So in the tech's defense, he follows a flowchart that's somewhat incomplete. So here is the factory diagnostic. So it's a P2764 torque converter clutch pressure control circuit low. I know I've done other case studies here talking about, how does the PCM know the circuit is low and voltage drop across the solenoid. And, this tech gets messed up because he misunderstands exactly what it is he's looking at. But basically, this code sets right at the bottom of the screen. The PCM detects that the voltage is below a calibrated threshold for 357 milliseconds. So continuing on with this, it says possible causes, check if the code is current. You can clear the code, you can cycle the key, the code comes right back. You don't have to start it, you don't have to drive it. So yes, the code is active. Go to step 2, as it says in our flowchart here. Here's where the tech gets screwed up. It says turn the ignition switch off, disconnect the transmission solenoid harness connector. So unplug the harness from the transmission, turn the key back on, using a scan tool, actuate the PCM-TCM relay, and using a test light, check for power coming out of that relay. Here's what Chrysler doesn't tell you. If you have a circuit code related to any of these solenoids, the PCM turns that relay off.
Disabled.
So, and I tried this with the Autel. This shop has YTech. It has factory tools. So I don't know if the YTech would be any different. But with the Autel and with the Topdon, as soon as you turn the key on, the code sets, And if you use your scan tool, it will not command that relay on. So the tech is checking for power, assuming the relay is on and doesn't get power, and decides, okay, let me bypass the relay. Let me run a wire. I quickly realized that the relay was kicking on, and then the PCM would shut the relay off the second the code set. 400 milliseconds later, the relay shuts off. So, according to code set criteria, it takes 357 milliseconds for the code to set, and 30, 40 milliseconds later, that relay is turned off because the code set. So I can forgive the tech for messing that part up. I can forgive them for that. I can't forgive them for the next step. Yeah. So here's our wiring harness. Here is our transmission control relay. This yellow wire that I've highlighted here is power going to the splice and then going over to the transmission and then over to the PCM. So the tech unplugs this connector here at the transmission, turns the key on, uses a scan tool to activate the relay kicks on and shuts off. He doesn't see power at this yellow wire. So he assumes either the relay is bad or I must have a break in this wire. And he decides that he is going to run an overlay. Okay. Oh, there. I zoomed in a little bit. Well, hold on one second here. So here is... actually, you know what? No, let's just run it here. So here's what I know, based on my experience with this transmission and other codes that have set. Power comes in on this yellow wire going in at pin 10, and that supplies power to all of the solenoids in the transmission. So it supplies power to the solenoid here, and this dark green and yellow wire is provided a ground by the PCM to turn that solenoid on. Same for the LC control, the overdrive, the DC, the 2-4. All of these solenoids are provided power by this single yellow wire. And the PCM is looking for voltage on those wires before the solenoids are turned on. And if it doesn't see...
Hey, Rich, I got a question for you. Just
Go ahead.
all these things you wanted to check. I mean, I just watched a video recently. You used 18 channels to check this, right?
A scope was never pulled out for this.
Are you sure?
I used my Autul multimeter for this.
No wonder it took you so long.
I was told the only way you can diagnose this is if you have 72 channels.
Moving on.
Okay, go on.
Moving on.
How did you know it took 400 milliseconds if you didn't have a scope?
Yeah. Yeah, how'd you
Good
know?
call, Keith. You know what? I did have a scope on this.
I'm
one.
just
Good
saying.
call.
I'm just saying. You didn't need it
Good
to
call,
fix
Keith.
the car. You didn't need it to fix the car.
Is that in service info?
But for learning, you know, 357 was in service info.
Yeah. No, you're good call, Keith. Yeah, I did actually have. I have my Autel scope out.
But that's what we talk about. Use the
Yep.
scope to understand at a higher level, but to diagnose the car, it doesn't require that.
You know what? To add to that, Keith, when I noticed that the relay was kicking on and off, I grabbed the scope to see is the relay kicking off because the relay is bad, or is the relay kicking off
Fizzling
'cause
out.
All right, now I know
Right.
this.
Or
The
if
whole
the
case study
PCM
is
is
fake.
kicking off.
You say you grabbed the scope, man.
I was trying to learn a little bit here.
Perky!
So, hi, Perkins. What was I talking about here? So the PCM is looking for voltage on those wires before the solenoid is turned on, and then when the solenoid is turned on, they're looking for that voltage to drop. Now there are some Chryslers that look at that circuit a little bit differently, but that's how this one does. So the tech did not see power at that yellow wire, at that connector, and he thought, you know what? Okay, let's run an overlay. So he cuts the wire right there. hooks up a wire, goes right to the fuse above the relay.
That's an overlay.
I don't have a problem with this, but
you bypass the relay,
but he goes one step further and cuts the wire coming out of the relay. So now the wire is cut here, the wire is cut here, and he is supplying power directly to pin 10.
This is like one of those little test things that like which cup fills up first.
It's the green arrow.
So now, when you turn the key on, this splice gets no power. These 3 trans control output wires never see power. The PCM sets a bunch of other codes, and that relay is turned off, and everything defaults to limp home mode. So my first step is, okay, so I have to unscrew up this to figure out what else is going on. So I fix the cut wire. Actually, I just ran some jumper wires. I get rid of the overlay completely. I fix that other wire, get everything back to the way it was, and now we are back to just the P2764 code. So I had to unscrew up what the tech's already screwed up and get us back to our original problem.
Hey, Rich, I got to stop you again.
Okay.
My case study is going to suck compared to this. I'm moving on.
I gave you the chance to go first.
You just got $20, Rich.
Oh, thank you, Francisco. All right. So we're back to the original problem at this point, and here's where I make
so
a
you
mistake.
can shut up.
Is this like my OnlyFans? They're paying me to put money back, put the clothes back on. So I'm back to the original code, and here's where I go wrong. Because like I said earlier, I know, based on diagnosing other solenoids, how this circuit works. I don't, off of the top of my head, and I don't know from service information for sure, that this trans control wire supplies power to that torque converter solenoid, and the PCM provides a ground. I don't know for sure. The first thing I do is check for power on this. Once I get this, circuit all fixed, and I don't have power on the dark green wire for the torque converter control. I know that this is pulse width modulated. I quickly look at some information and I see, okay, here's my low reverse and all my other solenoids in this center part of the valve body, but here's the TCC solenoid, different resistance than everybody else. Does he have separate powers and grounds? I don't know. I look through service information. Service information tells me torque converter solenoid is pulse width modulated. I know Chrysler does feed side control on some of their purge valves. So I'm starting to think to myself, well, I didn't have power here like I do with every other solenoid. Once I fix this wire here, I could see power all the way to the PCM on everything except this green wire. I back probe this green wire, I cycle the key, I see a little bit of activity on the scope, like 400 millivolts. Not a whole lot, but it seemed like the transmission was trying to do something. It's getting late in the day. I had a CTI class that night, and I'm not 100% sure as to exactly how this particular circuit works. And I say to the shop, I said, honestly, I'm not 100% sure, and I'm kind of thinking that the PCM doesn't have the ability to control this. I'm thinking it might be feed side controlled, and I don't have enough information. The shop says, well, the dealer has a PCM in stock. You want me to just call him and get it delivered? And I said, no, we don't need to just throw parts at this thing. We've already been doing too much of that. Give me a night. Let me do a little bit of digging, a little bit of research, and I'll come back tomorrow and hopefully we'll figure it out. But I am kind of leaning towards PCM, mostly because I don't understand the circuit. I haven't found a wiring diagram anywhere in MotoLogic or AllData that gave me the wiring diagram inside of the valve body. But based on my testing, this guy doesn't act like all the others. So I go home. I do a CTI class, and Brian Mann was in my CTI class. And Brian Mann is a CTI instructor. He does his own thing. And we get done with the CTI class a little bit early, and I start venting about this Chrysler that's kicking my butt. And I keep saying I'm thinking I'm missing something obvious because I don't want to call a PCM. I'm just not 100% sure on it. I check continuity of this wire. It's not this wire. So I'm a little bit perplexed. And in talking to Brian, he starts looking up some stuff while we're talking. And, it's amazing when you have the opportunity to bounce an idea or a thought off of somebody. And for me, doing mobile stuff and teaching, I don't have that guy in the bay right next to me that I can say, hey, you ever run into this before? So it is amazing to have that network of people. And I want to thank Brian, because Brian said to me, I'm pretty sure that yellow wire supplies power to all of the solenoids, including the torque converter solenoid. And during the CTI class, we went on a service information hunt through AllData and MotoLogic and couldn't find it. And Brian found it on a Google search. So thank you to Brian, because he kind of set my mind straight, and we found this document here. This was some trans website or one of the transmission trade magazines. I don't remember which one. But what they're showing you here is using jumper wires to supply power to the transmission relay, and with that relay energized, it says pins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. All of these should have 12 volts. Well, if we zoom in here a little bit, the torque converter lockup solenoid is on pin number 3. So, according to this, if that relay is energized, then that 12 volts is supplying power to everything. The switches, the solenoids, the torque converter lockup solenoid. And I should have...
Three is actually 2 up. Yeah, circle.
Oh, I moved my circle move. I probably moved this. All right.
I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Hold on.
Sorry, it's up there. Yeah. It's up there. So pin 3 is right. Whoops. Pin 3 is right there. That is that dark green wire. If I back up here, pin 3.
Yep.
This guy right here. I've already checked for power out here, and I don't have it. It's 9:30 at night, and I am sitting in this studio. I just got off my CTI class, and I realize I've already done this test, and I know that I don't have power at pin number 3. Well, it dawned on me that I took pictures of the connector, and I looked at those pictures, and I didn't see anything. But here I am sitting in at my desk, and I pick up my phone and I go, let me look at this again. Maybe I missed something. Can you see it?
Yeah.
How do you bend just one pin in that entire connector?
Carefully.
Look at the rest of the connector.
Yeah, well, what happened to the rest
Look
of
at the
that
rest of the connector. It's all goobered up.
Yeah, well, it's filled with trans fluid and probably
RTU.
dielectric grease.
So it can make a better contact, right?
Of course, yes, yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite.
So, I took that picture within the first 5 minutes I was there and didn't notice the bent pin. And that's what sent me down the road of, the story that I got with this thing, with swapping the harness and the speed sensors and all of that stuff, just threw me for a loop, and I was looking for something else. So, I very, very carefully bent that pin back, plugged it in, code was gone.
I'll be honest,
Told them,
when you started talking about the swapping of the harness and PCM and all that, I was expecting you to say that there was some compatibility problem with parts or something. But
I was really thinking, with a different harness, there was, 2 wires that were swapped and something was backfeeding or something like that. I was expecting something crazy, and I was going to have to, pin out every single connector on the PCM and get 74 channels.
Because if the PCM connector is different, then something else probably is too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And
just remember, as the mobile guy, you got to pretend like you're the first competent technician to look at it, because you are.
So one thing I've learned about being mobile, man, is to even though they're technicians, treat them as retail. So you go in with the mentality that they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but just kind of like get a picture of what's going on, but just continue with your diagnostic. Don't let somebody else diagnostic process or repair get involved with your own, because that's when you go down these stupid rabbit holes.
Start from scratch.
I agree.
And
I agree.
That's where I went wrong. I thought that was the good learning point in this whole thing was.
And you get Jim Carrey out my fucking face, bro.
But wait, we're not done.
All right, well, move on, man.
There's more. All right, I get him out of there. All right. So I cycle the key. The code is gone, and I go, guys, you're good. I bill them, and I leave. I'm not even a half a mile down the road, and they call me, and they go, this thing still doesn't shift. So, crap. Turn around, come back. It has transmission ratio. It has shift ratio codes. So, as a wild guess, I swapped the input and output speed sensors, and surprise, surprise, everything's good. So on top of it all, when they fixed the pigtails, they swapped the wires also.
Yeah, you just look on the scan tool and look that the output speed sensor's got engine RPM while it's
exactly.
running.
Yeah, that was sitting there idling. I went, oh, I see it. Yeah, and that was it.
They also typically the engine cuts out at 20 mile an hour because it thinks it's going 150.
Yeah.
Oh, it hits the speed limiter.
Yeah.
I don't think they. I don't even think they got it out of the driveway. But...
Yeah, I got a box van at the shop right now. It's like that I'm about to own, unfortunately.
Thanks to Isaac, I bought a Lexus RX 400H. So I'm starting my Isaac hybrid collection at my house.
I bought a second hybrid just the other day.
I'm telling you, dude, these high voltage batteries grow in your driveway. It's weird. I don't know how they're having to go mine lithium. I got that shit just like it's falling in the driveway.
Mike Reynolds is right.
Some fucking weirdos.
Mike Reynolds is right. You should have just put a valve body in it. Would have fixed it.
The scary thing is, it would have. Yeah, that's terrifying. Yep, absolutely. I don't know if I said that live, but today I was at a shop that they had a V6 F-150. They put 5 coils in it. Guess which one was bad? We replaced 5 coils, 6 plugs, and 6 injectors. That last coil was
the 5 part is weird. Like, why did we stop at 5?
That's what I could. They said we replaced them all, but when I opened the hood, I could see one was original. So maybe they forgot. But I just grabbed one of the coils that they took off and put it there, and hey, surprise, surprise!
Like, how do you, as a salesperson, sell that? And then, how, as a consumer, why wouldn't you think maybe I should just get one more?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really consider that a consumer issue, man. That's a shop issue, 100%.
Well, sure.
This is what you need to get done.
How did it get through both steps of that to only have 5?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that one. Well, that's it. Now it's up to Martino and.
Bryn's next.
No. So
I do want to say so. I don't have something set up or anything, but right now we're talking about Richard and his tranny experience. I wanna bring something up, man. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. I worked on I want to say it's 2008 or 2009 pilot, man. This one was really interesting.
Oh, that kind of training.
Yeah.
Go on.
So this
It's
one,
trying something different.
I came in with a, I think solenoid D circuit issue after engine replacement. Well, this one was really weird because I didn't look at it at all. My guy looked at it, and he sorry, I'm trying to find this. All right, found it. Okay, so he looked at it, and he determined that the wiring was okay, but the PCM wasn't outputting anything when he would do the test. Like basically everything I showed him to do and blah blah blah. So I had a PCM, and I'm not afraid to swap PCMs because it's kind of good for my own experimentation. So I had one from 1 year older. So I install it, and car starts shifting fine, but I start having like these weird, codes for heater circuit that weren't present, blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, it's a Honda. I know 2012. I was working on 2012, and I installed one off of a 2011. So again, I don't have anything prepared, but I just wanted to share this one. Now, it looks like Honda, in its infinite wisdom, decided for the same year, and I never got around to figuring out why, they used 2 different sets of PCMs. So, inherently, this shop installed an engine with an entire harness. Well, that harness was for a different PCM. So there's 2 PCMs. There's one made by Continental and one named from a company named, I can't pronounce it, but it starts with a K. I think it's Ketin or some shit like that. And the pinouts are different. So if you have one or the other, you have to change the positions on the pin. There's actually like it's not a TSB, but I found an article and the pinouts are there and everything in this article, man. So I don't know. I just figured that was pretty cool. You can actually just change the pinouts, and then one wire is actually on a whole other connector. That D solenoid, you have to actually change the connector, the pin from one connector to the other.
Interesting.
We sold a OEM alternator on like a, I don't know, Caravan or something today, and we got the OEM one in, and it came with a shield, so the oil leak doesn't drip directly on the alternator.
Wow, it's a good fix.
From the manufacturer. Like, why would it just tell you to fix the oil leak?
Because they know you're not going to do
know
that.
you won't.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant
Zach comes
idea.
in, he's like, it came with this shield that makes the oil leak go around the alternator.
Ford
Too
did that
many
with their
warranty alternators.
Ford did that with their strut coil springs on the old Windstars when the springs would break. Instead of fixing the spring, they gave you a shield to deflect it from hitting the tire. It's like, all right, that'll fix it.
So, like up where you're at, do they just sell the old Escape rear struts with the whole quarter assembly?
The whole quarter panel.
You get half a car.
Here's the strut attached to the rear quarter of your vehicle.
You know that's a problem when it happens in Oklahoma. Like when I've seen that rusted through, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what if he's like up north?
Mm-hmm.
They don't even make it off the lot.
Yeah, it's fun when you look at the Escapes and the shock is
Not for nothing,
in the
but
center of like an 8-inch hole and it's just swinging around.
you guys ever actually, like, when you do work on a 3.6, you think, oh, this is pretty cool that they made these camshafts serviceable. Don't you think that maybe they knew these things were going to be fucking junk and they didn't want the warranty time to be that high?
Yep. Absolutely.
That's pretty sad.
I've seen Nissan's having engine failure problems with their variable compression ratio engines.
Wow,
Go
really?
figure.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking shocker.
A fulcrum on the crankshaft?
Oh,
No.
Come on. Jeez.
I think Masters or somebody was sharing. I actually diagnosed one of these hunks of junk on what's up, Eco Boost, I think it's called, right? Eco Sport or some fucking bullshit. That
I don't know what they call it.
3-cylinder piece of shit.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Eco Sport or something.
Eco
Yeah.
Sport.
Yeah, some eco trash crap. But that thing has a wet rubber belt.
Giggity.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a balance shaft.
Yep.
I was like,
So does the
Wow.
1.5. The 4-cylinder. There's a 4-cylinder, I think, that has a wet belt also.
I'm like, wow. Yeah, because it's funny because I diagnosed this thing and I mean, I'm like, they took it to my shop. I'm like, what the fuck am I dying? This thing is fucking locked, dude. It's fucked. What do you want me to do? I never tore one apart. I just looked at it because I did some wiring repair work for it for a body shop, and now they're trying to now the 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 customer was trying to get the body shop to pay for the damages because they said the car was fine up until the accident that was involved. It was a rear end collision, and so the body shop asked me if I can write something up, making it seem like it was the impact's fault. I'm like, what do you want me to tell them, dude? That fucking, the rear end collision brought out the fucking crap engineering of this piece of shit. Like, it's fucking junk. Like, I can't do shit, man.
Oh shit! Shit from the back to the front.
Isn't the little 4-cylinder Duramax
What is that?
in the Colorado have a wet belt on it? The diesel engine has a wet belt?
I think, and in the back too.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
Wet in the back. All right.
What? In the
What the fuck, Keith?
What's
Are you
up,
gonna say anything?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. No, that's actually the other Mike Robinson. I just grabbed his picture.
You're looking good, Keith. Got some pretty eyes, DeFazio.
Why, thank you. I think that's what Molesky would look like if he shaved.
That dog just had his temperature taken.
Not my dog. He bites when he gets his temperature taken. He was classified as a aggressive dog.
Oh,
They have to muzzle his ass every time he goes to the vet.
Hey, Tommy, when your dog takes a shit outside, does he do that little fast,
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo shit?
Inside too, little bastard.
Little dogs do that shit. It's funny.
It looks like we're out of time, so we don't have to do my case today. I'll have to say that for next time. Brandon, we got just enough time for yours.
I mean, I can run through it. I'm not done with it, but actually I am.
You are?
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I want you to do it.
What about yours? What's yours about?
Mine? It's a Dodge truck.
Oh.
It's a
No more
Dodge truck.
Chrysler crap.
That's all we
It's a-
need to know.
It's a Dodge truck. It's a Dodge truck that doesn't start.
The
know, you
situation
get-
normal then.
You gave Rich
You
such
caught-
a hard time. I think it's his payback time.
You caught it in his natural habitat.
I can't wait to see the picture of this Dodge truck.
Hey, Chris, one question though. Did you find the water?
Yeah. That's part of the story. So you can come back to it.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first? It's really quick. Like I literally put it together while we were waiting to go live.
I found the picture of the truck.
That's pretty good.
All right,
I'm
sorry, I don't know
stealing
how to
that.
stop screaming. I'll send it to you.
It's stuck.
Sorry. I found the truck.
It's up to you, Chris. I got a couple things I can talk about. One is I don't really have a case study put together, but I kind of like you said, I have an invoice and pictures.
Yeah, that's
And
what I went through. Let me see.
other-
How do I screen share? I'll do it now.
All right.
I'll take the hit. Let's see here. This one, that one, this one. And if I do this, share. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta present it.
You got to do presenter mode.
I know. Hold on. I got like a bunch of things. going on.
Amateurs.
Chris, you better touch up on this. You got like 4 or 5 classes coming.
I know.
You don't even- yeah. There it is.
There it is.
I don't think that was the truck you worked on.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is a CarMax picture.
Is that even the right color?
It actually is. It's a black Dodge pickup truck.
That's not black. That's charcoal gray.
Fuck you, Brian.
I just want to know where you found that perfectly white room to take that picture.
It's beautiful. Okay, anyway. So, this one is a 2014 Dodge Ram with an intermittent crank no start. The car was towed in, and it ran for me until it didn't, and it didn't start. So I scanned it, and the codes that I'm really worried about Can you see my mouse? Beautiful. The RF hub. I've lost comms with the RF hub. Park sensor circuit open. Not super worried because this battery was super dead. But all lost communications with the RF hub. Now this truck was I don't want to say it's a landscaping truck, but it was a beach truck.
Beach?
And yeah, a beach truck, and it smelled moldy.
Truck?
Yeah, it's a bitch truck. It's a beach truck.
Okay.
It goes to the bitch.
Gotcha.
And gets all the bitch in it. So, well, again, what I was concerned about is the car lost communication to the RF hub, because like when you went to go do it, nothing would happen. Turn the key, nothing. It was just dead. Nothing. It wouldn't do shit, right? Then every once in a while it would start. So again, knowing that this car was a beach truck, I wanted to see where the RF hub was, and this is along the back wall. You know, the back wall of the truck, right underneath that window.
Below the back window, yeah.
Yeah, right underneath the back window leak. So I'm like, oh sweet, I know exactly what this is going to be. So I just pulled the seat forward, pulled everything forward, and saw a perfectly clean and dry RF hub.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, shit. So I actually had to do stuff and look at it. So what I wanted to do is, when I got the truck running again, hooked up my scan tool, and I wanted to look at data, right? Because it said it lost communication to the RF hub, so I decided to take the data PID of the battery voltage in the RF hub while things were going on.
That's a sexy looking screen.
It is, right? It's freaking sexy. But I want to call your attention to this guy right there. Every once in a while, this would happen. So
only a 25 volt pulse.
Yeah, only 25 volts.
Okay.
So if you see something like that, like what generally do you think?
Ground.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, I gotta have a bad ground. That's freaking crazy. So I hooked up to power and ground to the RF hub. I don't have that screen capture. I'm sorry. Needless to say, while this spike happened, right here, the power and ground were perfectly fine, which is telling me that's not the problem, or I'm chasing ghosts. So then I go back to the code. The code was lost communication to the RF hub, right? So let's go check it. Wanted to get a diagram of it. Probably should put this picture again first, but again, I literally put this together about 7 minutes before we went online. So pardon me for its roughness. So what I wanted to see how it communicated. Go, yes, please.
I was just going to say we like it rough. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I know you do. All right, so again, we lost communication to the RF hub. So I see we talk here on CAN C, which is awesome. And to the keyless ignition node, the key switch, right? You have the K line over here. So what I did see, I think the code was in the engine with mod PCM, and I thought the key switch lost communication, whatever. I don't have that code. Anyway, so what I wanted to do is I want to check my communication. So I want to check my CAN lines. I want to check my K line. Makes sense, right? Because we said we lost communication to it. So I hooked up my snap-on scope, and we could see CAN high, CAN low, K line. Do we see a problem here?
Yeah.
Okay. Not so much here, but kind of over here, right? Is where we see a problem. All right. So now I know I got a problem on my K line. K line just dropping out. So it's that's the communication between the little key guy and the little RF hub. And that would totally cause my issue. So at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I have a bad module. I'm moving stuff around. The module looks fine and dry. I'm trying to recreate the problem. And I want to go a little bit further. You can see exactly what's going on. While it's freaking out, my CAN bus is good. Again, I'm using a snap-on, like a first-generation modus. I don't care. I know I'm not losing any packet data. I'm all good here. I just see that I see the K line just dropping out and being stupid and then going away. So right now I'm expecting a wiring problem because, again, it's a bitch truck. It has all the bitch in it. So I start wiggling wires and stuff.
I feel like that's a clue.
Yeah, it is a clue. Again, I put this together 3 minutes before we went live. So I start wiggling wires, and I see it happening. I end up pulling the whole. I find the whole wire, the harness goes from the RF hub and down the frame rail, the inner frame rail there, and nothing's good. I'm pulling harnesses apart. It's like insane. I'm seeing all kinds of grossness, but there's no problem. The harness is good. I'm tugging. I could see, like, I move the wires and I could see it happening, but I can't find a problem. So then I pull the front apart, and we see the bitch right here. And that, what I was looking for before was actually a picture of a freaking seashell on the back door, right over here.
Oh.
But you can kind of see this. I'm like, okay, I think I found my problem, right there. So this is the Keith DeFazio tug test. I think I sent you a picture of this when it was going on.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes. So this wire was actually together, but it was just worn through, tugged, and it was just making just the slightest connection. And then you move it the right way, the truck would vibrate the right way. It would drop out, no start. Fixes the car.
So you really broke it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I really broke it.
And that was at the door sill, right?
At the door sill in the front.
Okay.
In the front of the car, where all the water was, because that's where all the sand was.
Right.
And fixed the wire, fixed everything. Power's good, ground's good, K-line's perfect, car's good, and hasn't been back.
You changed scopes 3 times. The hell? No, it's the same. This is the same. Matco to Snap-on to Pico.
That's not a scope. This is data stream.
Data.
Oh, whatever.
This is data stream.
All right.
And this is my Snap-on scope because I wanted to play with. Because I just fixed it the day before. I'm gonna play with this thing. I was so happy I fixed it. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna screw with that. Let me hook my Pico up real quick, and then I want to see a real scan, real trace. What's up? It does, right? So that was my quick case study.
I said that at Vision Tech Talks, and everybody lost their mind.
Said what?
I broke out the real scope. Everybody got all mad. That's what you heard from everyone.
Well, I did realize I was dealing with a Modus, and I had about 10 minutes of battery life before it went bad. Because you can't plug it in and use it, so you got about 10 minutes.
Use that cigarette lighter cord.
Yeah. So that was my quick, horrible case study. Brandon, it's your turn.
It was a good case study, man.
I like that one.
Don't pity me.
No animations. Bryn's got animations.
Dude, I was. Hey, but at least I had the right background.
It's true.
Rich.
It's very true.
Whatever.
Sorry, I'm trying to find. I don't know. I was trying to finish it.
Maybe if you would have gotten the reading glasses that weren't from the CVS rack.
Bitch, this is 4 for $5 from Amazon.
We can tell.
Oh well, I'm gonna show you something else then. I can't. That sucks.
PG-13, only side boob, bro.
This let's see here.
Yeah, Corey's right. You only use 3 channels. Shame on you, Chris.
I can't believe I only fixed it with 3 channels. I don't know what I was thinking.
And that can was way too clear. You needed something much worse.
Isaac, should I save this or just start over? I was like, put that trash away. I'm not going to save it.
I have PJ's favorite scope. It's a 2-channel Handtech, and it's just a handheld scope. And I lost my ass on a diag for like 2 days, and it was all because I didn't have another, like, I didn't have a real scope with me. And PJ went to help me, and he's like, if you ever use that freaking scope again, I'm never gonna help you. I mean, he straight up. And
that sounds like what Brian told me once.
Hey, I chased my tail for 2 hours because of that stupid Autool multimeter.
That's what you get.
Oh, here. So just on older and I might be on more than just the older ones, and maybe Perkins can clear this up, but on 05, 06 Nissan Titans, the accelerator pedal position sensors, one will read about half the voltage of the other. But scan data shows the same voltage on sensor 1 and sensor 2.
And
it's where your ground is when you're measuring.
Okay. Oh, because I'm not using the sensor ground?
There's a lifted ground, just like Chrysler did with the Road 2 sensors.
Okay, all right. I chased my tail a little bit with that because it was setting an APP code, and the voltage at the sensor is good, but on the scan tool it shows the same, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I talked to Jim Miller, the Nissan tech, and he was like, oh yeah, that's normal. I'm like,
Yeah, Nissan was like, we could do crossing APPs like everybody else. And some guy at Nissan was like, just put a volt on the ground. Shut up. Literally, they were like, put 2.5 volts on the ground. If it's shorted, we'll know.
On only one of them? Got it.
Yeah, on only one. I mean, it equals the same thing.
Yeah.
Can we tell if it's shorted or open or whatever to the other one?
Okay.
Excellent.
Awkward silence.
My ass hurts.
Sorry, my bad.
We have reached
Sorry, I should have just kept running.
Isaac basically told me that my stuff is trash and I should not give him one.
That's not the first time you've heard that.
Yeah,
I like that.
His mom does not count.
Ow! Ow!
Oh, wow!
but at least Isaac didn't teach me and didn't say.
Didn't do it in the middle of your class.
In the middle
right?
of class
Yeah.
vision. At least he didn't.
Oh
at least he
boy,
didn't do
yeah. Jeez,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
that. Yeah.
That was painful.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt so bad for somebody in my life.
Oh my god, I didn't hear about this. This is good.
You're teaching a couple rooms down. Don't worry.
See, they had me teach on Sunday, so that way I just couldn't tell if they hated the class or they had to catch a flight. But my class was definitely half the size by the end of it.
Yeah, that's always a good feeling, that Sunday morning class, because everybody is standing there, like, their feet are in the starting gates, they're holding their luggage, they're just basically like, how much of this class can I get in before I have to dart out?
It's okay though, but if you always teach on a Sunday, it's really easy because then you even if they didn't like your class, it's hard to leave a survey at the end of the class if you had to leave to catch a flight, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
Make the
See, I
first
hate
half-
to.
Make the first half good, and the rest of it, whatever.
Bryn, did you finish your class yet? We're trying
Yeah,
to
what the hell? Let's go.
burn some time for
We're
you.
stalling as much as we can, Bryn.
I'm gonna start saying some racist jokes soon. So you better hurry up.
I don't think I can find
Start
this.
you.
The pressure is on.
I've been keeping it PG this whole time.
How about those bears?
They suck. End of story.
I'm keeping my mouth
Tommy,
shut.
your PG is Telemundo PG. I mean, that's a PG, but I can still touch myself with it.
That's racist.
Hey, Chris, do your case study.
Take it from the top.
Isaac told me by looking at me that it was hot garbage.
Fucking. Come
It's
on,
like
Mr.
Isaac's wearing a hat.
You wearing a fucking sombrero now? Oh Lord.
This sucks.
All right, just give us the first half.
What
You won't settle
kind of
for the
car
first
was
Well,
it?
we're gonna a teaser for the next one. He's gonna tell us the beginning, and they have to wait. They have to tune in for the.
That's the
Yeah, Brent,
problem.
just-
With the
just give
first
us
half,
the-
you definitely won't be satisfied.
Yeah, give us just the tip. Just the tip, Bryn.
Do what?
Just the tip.
It's like
Just a little
piece of
bit.
shit. I fixed it. The end.
Wait, hold on. We can stall for you, and we can tell you about Rich's diagnosis on this vehicle. We diagnosed it before he even bought it.
Or I can tell you
Oh,
how
my
Rich,
Lexus.
Yeah.
how Rich likes asking me
Yeah, the
questions
battery was
without
too
knowing
low
the
'cause it's
answers
been
to the
sitting around.
questions. That's my favorite one. Hey Tommy, can I do this on this car? Yeah, what are you doing? I don't know. Oh, okay. Let me fucking look at my crystal ball and find out for you.
I love those ones where you text somebody and they're like, "Oh, you at the car?" Fuck no, man. The job just texted me. I just want to know if I even should take the job on.
Oh, those are always my favorite.
I do that all the time. What am I?
And this is what I got.
The only Yeah, your shop's full of junk, huh?
Me too.
Isn't everybody's shop full of junk?
True.
All right. Make this better than mine. Don't have to try too hard.
It's not going to be better. It's not even done.
Oh, yours is definitely better. Carlos is in it.
Yes, sir. How can you beat that sexy Puerto Rican, man?
Is there dancing in this one?
No, unfortunately. I do need to get some new video, man. It's time for some new video. 2017 Equinox key off draw. This car was flooded apparently, and the guy that brought it to us purchased it recently. And
Like
the
fuel
battery
flooded or
dies.
water flooded?
Water flooded.
Got it.
It didn't catch on fire like yours.
Okay.
So it's not a quad 4?
No. Yeah, it's already a disappointment for everybody watching.
It's not fuel, damn it.
Battery dies overnight. They actually put a solar panel on the roof and ran.
What?
That's pretty genius. I'm not gonna lie.
It sounds like Florida.
In the sunshine
Wait
state.
a minute. Wait. The car battery dies overnight, so they put a solar panel on it. Welcome to Florida.
It's a nighttime solar panel.
Yeah, okay.
Only works on full moons. They're really into astrology.
Was Mercury in retrograde or whatever the bullshit they say?
The lead was in retrograde.
Nice.
I don't know. Fault codes are there, obviously.
Okay.
Excuse me.
What do we got?
That's a lot of codes, man.
There's a lot of codes.
That's a lot of stuff in this screen. This looks unfinished.
Look who's talking.
This is not professional at all.
Can I make a comment on this, or should I keep my fat mouth shut?
Make a comment.
Make a comment, please.
I feel like somebody put a used module in this bitch somewhere.
Oh yeah, it had several used modules, Tommy.
Nice.
And then when I asked JD to see what modules were replaced, he's like, "Oh, it's written down in the car." And I look in the car, and there's like a technician wrote like chicken scratches on like the owner's manual or something. I had no idea. I mean, you can tell based off the fault codes kind of which
You can tell based off the customer's name. Rusty. Rusty.
Yeah, there's definitely a used SRS module in here and probably a used body control module. Oh, and a cluster. Uh-oh.
No, it's more of a cluster, because if it was a used BCM, that motherfucker wouldn't start.
Yeah. Cluster's part of the immobilizer too, though. Well,
nope, not on this one.
Not on, yeah.
Oh,
No, it's got a B3902 in the cluster.
There's no IMO data in this cluster home slice.
I know, but it's got an identifier. It's got Bravo 3902.
Yeah, it's setting it because of BCM. Well, somebody's not happy with a used module, but
Yeah.
the BCM has an identifier. It wouldn't start. Then it would be the rack, ABS, radio, and ECM. That's 5.
There we go. I guess I should have covered up his name.
Yeah, my bad.
I didn't realize how much you were doing.
There was
I thought that was
2
fake.
pages. 2 pages. Yeah, this is a mess. I mean, that's intentional. It's supposed to be a mess, but there are a lot of there was used modules put in because the car was flooded, and he couldn't really tell me which ones, but we could kind of start to identify which ones based off, or take some educated guesses like you guys were just doing,
Hey, Carlos
based
just
off
showed
of
up.
what? Oh, did
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, loca.
you give him a link so we can throw him, put him on the spot. We worked on this one together, just like the Chrysler Town and Country years ago. You guys remember that one?
And what was this one? You said an Equinox?
2017 Equinox.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Junk
Good
to start
God.
with.
An Equinox.
We started with the Town and Country, and we've gone downhill.
Didn't think that was possible.
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know, man. When you see two dumpsters rolling downhill, that's these two turds. Somebody said rusty trombone. Fucking Bryn. That shit was. It's not even that funny, but I'm laughing. Sorry.
So what kind of key off draw do we have?
I think 900 milliamps.
It might be.
Or 0.9 amps.
0.900 amps.
0.900.
So Carlos is
900
working
baht.
on this initially, and then I took over once he was on vacation. Him and
Nice.
Keith Perkins were both on the open seas at the same time on different boats.
I hope you didn't need your glasses when you saw this shit.
Carlos, put what boat you were on in the chat.
Hey, Miss Pookie.
Oh, look. Jeez.
That's Miss Pookie.
Look at this. Oh, okay, that's a different slide.
They can't,
Like,
they
why is
can't
that
see it.
animation not showing?
Did she just bring you more cats?
There are a lot of cats in here right now.
Oh,
And Monkey. So this
I had
is
no idea
we
what
gotta
was
make
going
it
on.
quick.
You're
I'm about to die.
I know Chris doesn't.
Chris is the biggest pussy there.
I had no idea. Like, Chris is not showing up, so you guys are talking about this shit. What the hell are you talking about?
All right, let's do this case study. Focus.
I can't.
This is I'm a little bit self-conscious because Carlos did this first part, and I don't even know. He did some voltage drop testing, and basically he verified that it does have a key off draw, about 900 milliamps. Started doing some voltage drop testing. I guess the only fuse under the hood that had any kind of voltage drop was a JK 60 amp. This is number 11 right here. It says I/P BEC number 2 instrument panel. I guess I don't know what the BEC stands for. If you guys do, great. But either way, so he looks at that. But when he I whited out the fuse so that you guys knew it was removed. That didn't work out as well as I thought it would. So he removed the fuse that you can't see. And he had 200 amp. Dude, getting over the flu here, so bear with me, I guess. But he removed the fuse, and it still had 38 milliamps. So this is the only fuse that showed voltage drop at the time. He removes that fuse, and we go from 900 to 238 milliamps. Do you guys kind of keep going forward with this kind of maybe, or do you start to question, like, maybe why there's 238 milliamps still present?
238 is a module still online.
Mm-hmm.
That's that magic number. It's like that 220 to 250 range.
Anyways,
Well, does it stay at 238 forever? Or
yeah, I
It
can't
does.
answer that, unfortunately. No, I have no.
okay.
I assume so. You know, I love Carlos, but me and Carlos sometimes don't communicate well. So I ask questions.
Communicates
So basically, we know that fuse 11 is a problem. So he starts investigating fuse 11. This is what we have. Fuse 11 powers these things, which are instrument panel, and he's disabled the vehicle. You know, we have to do parasitic drain testing. We got to get it ready, right? So he disables the vehicle, you know, in a way where the door can't be opened easily because the lift arm is in the way, and we're trying to do our testing here. But this is that fuse protects these circuits in the instrument panel. He determines, after doing voltage drop testing in here, that he has 4 fuses that have voltage drop in the in this instrument panel fuse box. Number 4 BCM1, number 9 radio, number 31 amp, and number 34 BCM2.
Brian, what are you doing, man? You were moving that thing around.
I'm trying to center it up. Trying to zoom in for him.
Oh,
What in the Radio Shack is this?
We're good.
zoom in. What are you trying to zoom in?
We're good. Sorry.
Okay. So this is something he found pretty early on. Yeah, no, he told me about this, and I never physically saw it until actually putting this class together, or this case study together tonight. I had no idea. I don't know if
What
he
is
put
that?
It's an amplifier. He calls it an amplifier. This
That's not a
vehicle is
fucking amp.
In the cardboard box? Like,
he
that's how you
called
know.
it. He called it an amplifier. He kept calling it an amplifier. I don't know. It's got a factory amp, and he's like, "Well, this is an amplifier, aftermarket amplifier wired in." But I never saw it until tonight putting this together. But anyways, he cuts this thing out of the harness, and it didn't make a difference. So,
Well,
oh,
that's shocking.
I wasn't supposed to tell you. I'm supposed to move to this slide.
Good looking slide.
Oh. There was a clue that you guys you realize that when you're in a live stream and Bryn's just running through these slides that you don't have the seat of your pants experience and the senses there. So he does notice, and I noticed too, that when you cycle the key on and off, you would hear this loud thump. What are you guys thinking about
Like
that?
an amp turn on?
Yeah, like an amp turn on or turn off. Which is interesting even in hindsight, honestly, but we would hear that thump. At least I recall hearing it once, and he heard it. So he was already kind of, if you recall, one of these fuses is radio. And he was already kind of leaning toward something being an audio issue because of that. And so he determined that, by the way, these are the radio connectors. So he realized by unplugging the radio that the draw would go away. But I wanted to just kind of walk you through X1, X3, and X4. There's no X2. I don't know what happened to X2. I don't think there's an X2, but X1, X3, and X4. So as we know, we have late model cars. You unplug the radio,
You can't
and the
do
draw
that.
goes away. That doesn't mean that the radio is going to be, it's going to fix the car, right? So you have to kind of isolate and make sure there's nothing else going on. So Carlos does some digging. I mean, I show you these connectors just so you guys can, I know that you've been there with us. You have to kind of look through all these circuits to see if there's anything that sticks out to you. And, you can depin things. You can, take the connector completely off and then start adding circuits one at a time. At least that's how I do it. It's either one or the other. But he determines that unplugging the radio makes the draw go away. And then beyond that, he determines that the amplifier is somehow involved. The factory amplifier is somehow involved as well. So he's trying to figure out, well, how, obviously it's a late model car. There's a lot of possibility of, modules keeping other modules awake and stuff like that. So he starts researching and kind of trying to get an idea as to what could be going on. And he determines that the radio is sending the remote voltage to the amp to turn the amp on, but the radio's internal switch that does that is stuck on. So the radio is basically keeping the amp on all the time. So he condemns the radio, then he goes on vacation.
Good luck.
Use the radio. Fuck you.
Looks great from my cruise.
Better. I like this font, by the way. This is great.
Oh, he doesn't get yelled at for not using the proper background.
He spelled milliamp wrong earlier, so.
Damn.
Did he? I didn't even know.
Yeah, Brandon, you didn't use
Why
the
you
proper
gotta
background.
call me out like 30 minutes later, man?
Fucking Keith was just waiting to give you that one, man.
Nah, I
No,
think
he
he did
didn't.
it right. I was throwing something out there. Is he? Oh, I thought he was going back.
Come back.
No, I think you did it. I think it's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That looks
Yeah,
good.
milliamp. Yeah, it's right.
Jerk.
This gentleman named Baha Ha says you doesn't like the way you narrate, Bryn. Interesting.
Well,
Chug a Red Bull. Use your outside voice. Show me explosions.
You're asking for way too much at 11:45.
no doubt, man. My whole entire family is like recovering from the flu B. I didn't even know what flu B was until this week.
Get that fire video ready, Chris.
Isn't that that vacuum thing that gives haircuts?
It's stuck in my will to live.
A Floby?
Wait a minute. Is that what Hans Jorgensen uses? But it's better, right? That's what we always say. Well, it's not fixed, but it's better.
A little better.
No,
80% better.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, he starts with 900 milliamps. He's on vacation after I replace and program this radio.
That's 75% better.
Well, yeah, it fluctuates. It goes.
It needed
like
the radio anyway.
With the solar panel, I mean, they're going to be all right.
Whenever you find a problem, it's what took the radio out.
Yep.
That's it. No.
You got your voltmeter on AC voltage.
Shut up.
It's on amps.
And it's
0.2 amps.
No, look at
The
the
AC voltage. I know the knobs
the
on
switch.
AC.
No, this one's magical. I gotta change. It's reverse.
It's auto selecting and auto ranging.
Bryn, what Keith is saying is do better.
You guys are hurting my feelings.
Don't
I
worry,
draw all
still-
my
it's still
diagrams on
miles
Windows
better than
Paint.
mine.
I don't have any room to talk.
Anyways,
All right, move on.
200 milliamps. It does not go away. It bounces between 180 and 220, but it does not ever go away. So, Carlos on vacation. Mad at him because again he's parked that car really close to a pole, and I'm too lazy to move it. I'm just gonna squeeze in there and tape a rag to the post so that the door doesn't scratch on the post, and then squeeze in here and see what I can't find out. So when I get back in there, he had voltage drop on 4 fuses. I have voltage drop only on 2 fuses, but the 2 fuses that I have voltage drop on are the same 2 fuses of his 4 that he had voltage drop on. I really wasn't involved with it up until this point. This is where I get involved. So I have voltage drop on fuse 4 and 34, which is BCM 1 and 2. All right. We're done. BCM condemned. Problem
quick.
solved.
Wow.
Nothing new about a trash BCM.
What is with the frozen screen?
I put that in there.
Okay.
That's in the class.
Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
I'm like, what the fuck?
I put that in the class. That's the only reason I agreed to share it. I haven't even finished it. Listen,
You just got $5, Brain. Move on.
I think you gave me $5 to shut up.
It puts the money in the basket and it makes the slideshow move
along.
So, anyways, those fuses power the BCM. So I start looking at the BCM diagrams, and these show the 2 fuses. F4 here, and what was the other one? F34 here. So they provide, they protect these circuits going in to provide power to the BCM. You guys have any way of knowing, like, what those circuits do? Like, what functions do they allow the BCM,
You call
functions do they support, I guess? Yeah, call Perkins.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I certainly don't. I don't know. Certainly isn't going to be easy. It doesn't matter, though, does it? I mean, we just have to kind of figure out what's going on. But you have 7 connectors here, right? Is that right? Am I counting that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 connectors. So now we have these voltage drops only on 2 fuses that provide power to the BCM. We've got to isolate obviously we can't just condemn the BCM. We've got to make sure that there's not something else going on. But
Hit the wires. See what turns off.
yeah,
Just cut them and overlay stuff like
Yeah.
like my guy did.
yeah. I mean, it's easy to get yourself kind of chasing your tail in circumstances like this because if, like in my case, I started unplugging connectors one at a time, and I just but you have to wait like a long time to make sure that it's not going to be something that takes a long time to shut down. And you also have to do things to kind of wake the car back up and then allow then you can watch the drain kind of diminish. And every one that I unplugged, I can't even recall. It's easy to get confused because it just is. But I think every one that I unplugged, with the exception of one, would drop down to about 180 to 220 milliamps. It would that much was always present, with the exception of one of the connectors, and the connector was X6. The problem is I was hoping to find the diagrams for you guys to put them in here, and I didn't find them. So that's kind of a bummer because let's see here.
You just draw it. It was square and it went places. It did things.
Yeah, now I can't even find. What am I sharing right now? Oh, I think I see it. Can you guys tell me what I'm sharing?
Are we still seeing the
Picture of body control
Diagram.
Oh, there.
BCM and a fucking shit GM diagram.
That's just there's several different diagrams, but I think it was X6. The pink one is the connector that I unplugged, which is X6. And if Carlos can remind me, the circuit, is he still in there? Carlos had come back at this point, because when the car came in, when I heard that the car was flooded and he's changed modules, and I saw all of those codes, we tried to scare him off and told him, to spend a lot of money in testing and to expect to spend a couple weeks with us. And that didn't scare him. He kind of left the car with us. But one of these circuits, I can't recall. I don't think I see it here. That's what's confusing. That's why I was. Anyways, ultimately, what we found is on X6, the connector, we were adding circuits one at a time, leaving the connector unplugged and adding circuits one at a time until we started to see that parasitic drain again. And what we found is a circuit. I can't recall the circuit name, but it was transmission range sensor indicator. And so we looked at the diagram, and it's part of the shifter, right? Like, this indicator is part of the shifter, but we couldn't easily get the shifter apart without, we were afraid that the chrome bezel was going to break. So we found an inline connector that we could access, unplug that inline connector in the drain, with the X6 connector plugged in, unplug this inline connector that had several circuits, but including in those circuits is this transmission range selector indicator.
Was it the LED for it?
Lack of a better term, but it's like a mod. That's right. It was one of these local interconnect circuits. That's why I'm confused. I'm not seeing the description because I'm looking.
It was a LIN line.
It's a LIN. So this transmission range indicator is a slave module. It's a 3-wire power ground and LIN data bus circuit. But we unplugged this inline connector that had like 20 circuits, and the draw went away. So we're like, okay, well, that gives us enough, to pull this shifter apart and see if we can't locate this connector.
Carlos said local network 3, if I remember correctly.
Local internet.
So
Yeah,
pin number 10.
One of these. Yeah.
Pin number 10.
Yeah. I could probably show you the picture. Let me show you the picture. I'm just going to have to find that. I don't have it added, but I think I can. that's not. I'm just showing all kinds of customers' information tonight.
Where is it? What is his POS?
17.
17.
Actually, no, I'm not showing it yet.
Equinox.
Man.
You gonna pull it up in all data, Chris?
I am.
Good, because I want you to do something when you're in there too.
Okay, hold on.
You're gonna have to share your screen for a moment.
Let's see, Lin 3.
Well, I can show you the actual, at least the actual connector for it, if I can just find the ticket.
What is Lin 3? Window switch, sunroof, switch driver. This isn't Lin 3.
It might not be. He said he thought. I'm pretty sure it's one of the local interconnects, but I can't recall which one. There's 3 on there. 1, 2, and 3. I thought it was 2.
This just went sideways.
Well, you guys told me to do it, and I told you it wasn't ready. Here we go.
X6 pin 10. There it is. Got it. Well, pin 10 that's the window switch. Passenger and driver. Oh, here we go. It was pin number 9, which is 2. Hold on. Can I check my screen?
Carlos said 10, 9, and
Yes,
16.
please. Yes, please.
Oh, I can't share my screen while the participant is sharing.
I'm a participant. Hold on. As soon as I show you the connector.
All right, Chris.
Hold on. Let's see here. Share screen. And this guy here. This guy here. Whoa. So the transmission shift lever is right here. And that's pin number 9. That's the LIN wire right there.
Wait a minute. I mean, can you yeah, transmission shift lever position indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. But you see the inline connector. Go back.
Hold on. There we go. X211?
Yeah, X211.
Number 17?
Yeah. Here, I'm going to add these pictures to the PowerPoint really quick. What the hell?
So, Carlos, what pin did you say?
Well,
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
X6, pin 9 it must have been pin 9 because that's definitely it. It was X211 that we had access to really quickly. So we took and disconnected that and the draw went away. We reconnected, the draw came back. Like, when you're doing parasitic drain stuff, you have to kind of do that several times to prove that it's not just some fluke thing. But it would go away every time we unplugged it. Like there's 20 circuits on that connector, so we eventually, took the shifter apart and
Ethan, what did you want to see?
I was just going to say, if you had all that up there, I could just show you. Go to exit out of that for a moment and go back into the connector view. Exit out of the OE.
Okay, connector view.
Just go to connector view up there. Good. Just click on your main screen. Just wanted to show you guys something that's interesting about GM, and I always find it amusing. We'll go to diagrams. And electrical OE. There should be, actually, you know what? You can go right on the right-hand side there. Connector views. Go to the component connector end views. Yep. And scroll down till you get down to our BCM. And I took note of this once, and I figured just something that's good to share. Keep going down. It's about halfway down. All right, maybe a little bit more than halfway.
There we go.
There you are. Click on 6. All right, cool, right? So here's something you should know about how GM treats their BCMs. On the right-hand side there, you have one that says, what does it say? Testing, component testing, and general diagnostics. Click on that down at the bottom right-hand side. There you go. What test does it have you do?
Oh, right.
Water test.
What is that?
It's a GM BCM. If you go to component tests, one of the first things it's always displays to you is the water test.
That's a cool stand. I like that.
It's it's like step one to any Wrangler diagnostics.
It's a car shower.
Oh, it gives the angles you want to water test it at?
Jesus. Here's where we know it leaks. Spray there.
Hey, that's some Lexus I heard about has a problem like that.
22 psi for at least 4 minutes. Nice. I'm stopping my share.
All right, I'm going to show you the pictures like it matters.
Or maybe you're not.
Hey, Chris, seen this picture?
You saw this one?
X6? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So there's the X211 under the console. You pull that little side panel off and it was right there. So that's the first one we disconnected. Oh, I need to advance the slide. There it is. There's a 3-wire connector here. It's part of the shifter.
What's crazy is why can't you just have a little freaking light?
That's what I was gonna say, like an LED that just moves with the shifter. Yeah. It's a slave module, and it's crazy. But,
because reasons.
Yeah. So that, anyways, this customer, we gave him an estimate for a replacement shifter, and he said, "No, thank you." He said, "I'll just leave that, and I don't need an indicator." I said, "Okay."
And he has solar, so he's good.
Have another one that was pretty interesting. I was going to show you pictures, but this Cadillac 22 Escalade. Actually, let me just see if I can find it. So I'm curious how many modules and codes it came with. You European technicians, you're probably going to be like, whatever. It's nothing.
Amateur numbers.
You know what? There weren't there. No, never mind.
I mean, a 22 by Euro standards, that's only one code per month, so it can't be more than a dozen.
All right, so you should probably save that case study for next time.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a case study. I'm just going to say kind of what we found, and then we can how many? Oh man, I don't know. It was crazy. It's like over 100 fault codes with like 60 different modules reporting. But this car was in a wreck and kind of refixed. I don't know, salvage title, I guess you might call it, but it had so many different things wrong with it, and I start kind of chopping them off one at a time. And so I get to a point where I have a report, and I'm like, okay, we've kind of met our testing. This is what I know. This is what we need to continue doing if you want to investigate these things. And he's like, well, all I care about is, I mean, he had like warning messages and warning lights like crazy. He had no front bumper, no physical structure bumper, no physical structural bumper brackets or hardware, obviously. He had no clock spring in the driver's side. He had the airbag in the passenger side was not plugged in or bolted in. The roof rail airbags were missing. Probably 3/4 of the radar sensors are missing in the car. It had
what year was this
parking
thing?
brake 22.
22.
Parking brake. That's why I kind of wanted to pull it up, because it's kind of interesting how many codes this thing had. I feel like it was like over 120 fault codes. It was 137. There it is. 137 fault codes retrieved from 31 systems. But so I give him this report, and he's like, "Well, I don't care about any of that safety stuff. I just want."
That sounds like Florida.
He's got one of the messages is service transmission now, unable to shift soon, and apparently that will keep him from shifting out of park until he clears the codes, and then he can drive it a little while longer, and then it happens again. And he's been dealing with that for a while, and that's really all he cares about. And I guess I did a bad job because I thought he wanted I thought he wanted to figure out the whole car, but that's all he cared about.
It's crazy. This is like a third owner Mercedes that I get.
Yeah. Well,
not a 22.
Nice.
It's a nice car, but it's not nice. You know what I mean? It's a 22 Escalade, so it's super nice, but it's not nice. But so then I have to shift gears. Like, when you have 137 different fault codes retrieved from 31 different systems, and you have communication codes like crazy, and you have stuff missing all over the place. I'm trying to identify like what could be causing this message, because there's no transmission codes in any module. There's nothing, no shifter codes, no transmission codes in any module. What it turned out to be, and I kind of feel bad, but I'm excited now. I have to say it. The parking brake actuator circuit control circuit fault codes is what kept that message coming up. And why did it have parking brake actuator circuit open, control circuit open codes? Because they weren't plugged in, neither one. So that was crazy to me. I mean, I saw those codes a long time, and that was one of the things that we told the guy we needed to investigate. I didn't physically look at them, and he didn't want to investigate them, but eventually I determined that is why that message would come up. As soon as I plugged those in, cleared the codes, the message went away immediately.
Chad would like to join us with a case study.
Yeah, but it's 11 and we all got to get out early.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
I'll stay for Chad.
I can't. I gotta go.
I gotta tap out.
Oh, okay.
All right, fine.
We do Chad next time?
Next time, Chad. We'll do one maybe right after the holidays. We'll do one early January.
Well, we have to do one in February.
No.
All right. Well, sorry for the somewhat almost complete case study.
Well, this evening was supposed to go completely different.
Isn't that the way it always works?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So basically, you wanted to tell us that you get a lot of flood and salvage cars, right?
No,
Well,
actually,
this is Florida.
It's interesting. I don't know.
I'm only kidding.
All right. Cool.
All right, so that's it? We're done?
That's it. I guess we're done.
Tapping out.
Yeah. Night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Night.
That's
Good
it.
night.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas.
guys.
Merry
yes,
Christmas.
Happy holidays. Merry
Christmas, everybody.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, Christmas, yeah. Yeah. Happy
Oh.
Jesus.
All right.
On that note, I'm out.
Right.
Good night.
Night.
Are we not live no more?